Romance on the Menu is the movie I'm reviewing today. This movie can be found on Nwaoha TV, Premium TV basically. And the movie is executive produced and produced by Chiom. Recap of this movie talks about a rich young man who wants to get married but does not have a lovely girl that he actually genuinely loves. And of course, the mom has to, set him up with another rich man's daughter. Unfortunately, he does not love this girl, so yeah, he pretended to be a poor man to work at the bar and ended up falling in love with the other waitress. But you guys already know, as a rich son, the parents will not allow him to marry a poor girl. So basically, that's what this movie is about. You guys already know how this movie ends. What I like about this movie is location. The location is the bar. They actually used real bar. People were coming in and out. That was really good. They had a lot of scenes. 80% to 90% of this movie was actually done in the bar, or in the lounge. So that was really nice. So I love the fact that they showed us different parts of the bar, the other rooms or the other offices in the bar, and of course the counter of the bar, and sitting areas of the bar. That was really nice. So I really love the bar location for this movie. Another thing I like about this movie is cinematography. This movie had a very crisp, clear, good lighting going on in there. That was really nice. Even as the story is boring, viewing pleasure was met because watching the characters looks very good and appealing on the screen was really nice. The lighting were on point. Even in the dark shots or in the night shots, they were really good. So cinematography for this movie was pretty cool. For me, I really like that. Those are basically the two things I like about this movie. What I don't like about this movie is the storyline. It seems like YouTube is known for this kind of storyline. A poor person wants to get married, and the family do not want him to get married to another poor person that he or she has fallen in love with. At the end of the day, they allow him to marry that poor girl or poor man that the person fall in love with. Like, the same basic story. Like, this is YouTube standard story. A poor person fall in love with a rich person. The family do not agree, and they will end up falling in love, or they'll end up marrying each other. I don't know if some of you are not getting tired of this same storyline. I am. It's boring, it's overflowed, we are tired of seeing the same thing. No creative source whatsoever, no surprise twist whatsoever. It must always be the rich falling in love with the poor and always ended up marrying the poor. Like, aren't you guys tired of this storyline? Like, when some of you act the same thing all the time, don't you yourself get tired? I know it's YouTube, you have to do the same thing to get maximum profit, but like, put your viewers, put your fans, put your subscribers into a little bit consideration. This movie is just a waste of time. The storyline is super boring, the acting boring. This brings me to the acting. Ola Daniels in this movie, I don't know what she was doing. The English, oh god, my goodness. I'm surprised. This is one movie that I really did not like Ola Daniels' acting at all. It seems like, I want to just use the opportunity to say that it seems YouTube directors are too familiar with these Nollywood actors on YouTube. So they do not force them to bring in their best on set anymore. Most of their acting are mid. Most of their acting do not invoke any emotion if you are watching it. Even the bare minimum is no more the bare minimum anymore. Like, their acting just makes you question yourself whether this is what they think is good enough to post for their fans or viewers to watch. That is how bad the acting is in this movie. Again, let me say it again, I don't know if the directors on YouTube or YouTube directors are afraid of their actors, that they do not ask them to bring in their emotions into their characters, or do not ask for the best in these actors. I don't know exactly what the problem is. Acting on YouTube has become too mediocre, and it is very disappointing in this big 2025. I'm sorry, but acting in this movie was super terrible. Nothing was really moving me to even enjoy what they were doing in this movie, even not for review, obviously. But yeah, this movie, the acting was so bad. Another thing I don't like about this movie, I'll talk about the length. For a movie that is so boring like this, see, this movie is 2 hours plus, and I'm asking myself, why the hell would I waste 2 hours to watch a movie like this? Guys, this is why I'm here, to prevent you from making bad decision in watching this movie. This brings me to the size of this movie. As bad as it gets, the size is very tiny, so if you want to enjoy a very good movie watching it, you have to change your own settings to make the movie a little bit large for your screen to enjoy. So this is a bad size frame for a YouTube a YouTube size, and that was really something I did not like. Lastly but not the least, I want to talk about costume for this movie. Ola Daniels, her role is that she's a very rich mom, and she didn't look the part aside her hair. Her hair, of course, she didn't even change it. Now one hairstyle throughout. So I'm like, how rich are you that you are preventing yourself from marrying someone who is actually working for herself? Like, you don't look the part. So costume for this movie was terrible. Of course, they didn't use much costume because most of the scenes were done in the bar, and of course they had a uniform, so that was safe. But Ola Daniels, who happens to be a rich woman, of course she's the only one who will be changing a lot of costume. Maybe a little bit of Deza Great also changing his costume, because he later came in to work as a waiter. But yeah, costume on this set was terrible, guys. This movie, I'm going to rate it 0.5 over 10. Very terrible acting, very boring storyline, very disappointing acting. I don't know who the director is. If the directors on YouTube do not push these actors to bring in their A game, to push emotions on their viewers, we are going to have a lot of mediocre in this 2025. I'm sorry, but this was a very terrible movie. If you have watched it and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section what you like about this movie. But if you haven't, trust me, I've already given you the recap. You know what this movie is about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next movie review.